The question is about a verse of Surah Yusuf. It says, "And thus shall it be, as thou hast seen, thy Lord will choose thee and teach thee the interpretation of things and perfect his favor upon thee and upon the family of Jacob, as he perfected it upon two of thy forefathers, Abraham and Isaac. Verily, verily, thou is all-knowing, wise." What is the significance of this favor, and is it the Nabuwa or something else?
That's right.
Same name mentioned
In the Surah Fatiha.
Yes, yes.
Surah Fatiha. You see, when he asked this question and also showed me the path where I could find the answers by referring to Surah Fatiha. Surah Fatiha speaks of Nema, which is with reference to those who were bestowed God's Nema upon them. We want their path, not the path of those who incurred the wrath instead. This is the essence of that verse we are referring to. Now, what is Nema? Nema is a very wide word of application. It can apply to all types of God's mercies and favors, whether they're worldly wise or religious or spiritual. The word Nema covers even the milk and the food and animals which you provide us milk, and that is why they are called an'am, So the word Nema is also the root word for camel, because they are the best blessing of Allah which could be bestowed on the people of Arabia, because the camels did everything for them. Nema is a very wide word. But when it is used in the Holy Quran, in the prayer, we must find out from the Holy Quran. It is a term, and the terms are defined by those who coined those terms. So what does God mean by Nema? And when we turn the pages of the Quran, our eyes are specially attracted by one verse in Surah An-Nisa. It says, وَمَنْ يُطِعِ اللَّهَ وَالرَّسُولَ فَأُولَٰئِكَ مَعَ الَّذِينَ أَنْعَمَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِمْ. It is exactly the same reference as we find in Surah Fatiha. صِرَاطَ الَّذِينَ أَنْعَمْتَ عَلَيْهِمْ. So, is it the path of those we are seeking, which have been bestowed by with worldly goods, worldly goods and favors of Allah, or something else? This verse points out. It says, when you seek the path of those who received Nema from Allah, then you must follow Hadhrat Muhammad Rasulullah and God. Then will you be led to that path where you find these people. And then your prayer will be answered, and you could be one of the people who received Nema from Allah. So this verse on. مَن يُطِعِ اللَّهَ وَالرَّسُولَ فَأُولَٰئِكَ. It is these people alone who will be the recipient of Nema, and this is what you wanted when you prayed in Surah Fatiha. Now we'll explain what it is. مِنَ النَّبِيِّينَ وَالصِّدِّيقِينَ وَالشُّهَدَاءِ وَالصَّالِحِينَ. Only 4 groups are mentioned: Nabiyyin, Siddiqeen, Shuhada and Salihin, and no others. So this means when we pray to Allah, especially for Nema in Surah Fatiha, it is this spiritual terminology which applies to that prayer, which has been explained in so many words by Surah Nisa, this verse of Surah Nisa. So in this context, this Takmil Nema or Itmamu Nema means prophethood and nothing else. Because Nema begins, according to this verse, from Salihiyat, from righteousness. This is the first lowest stage of Nema. And how is it perfected? Rising to Siddiqiyat, it reaches the final stage of prophet, when it reaches the prophethood. So there the Holy Quran in that verse speaks of Kama Atammahu. Oh Joseph, we promise you that we will also raise you to the office of prophethood and complete our nema in your regard, like we did it with regards to your forefathers. So it is a very clear reference to prophethood, and although nema covers others comparatively smaller offices, but when it is related with itmam, then it means prophethood and nothing but prophethood.
Yes, it's تأويل الحديث حضور.
Which one?
The same verse. ويتم نعمته عليه ويعلمك من تأويل الحديث.
This ta'wil al-hadith is a general expression which can apply to the understanding of every matter, important matter. But somehow ulama have only confined it to the interpretation of dreams. Personally, I believe that it was a much larger capability and quality of Hadhrat Yusuf's mind and heart which is referred to. Whenever he saw something, he immediately understood the meaning and underlying things. And that was with a very special wisdom granted to him by God, which helped him later on to be released from the prison and to be raised to that great worldly office as well. Because if he had not been granted this quality, he could not even understand dreams. So he started, imagine how the nema covers nema of God, although it is confined to only 4 offices, but it covers in blessing all the states of man. So people can benefit from Salihin as well as from Shahid, Shuhada and from Siddiq, and more than that, much more than that with the blessing of the prophets. So this is how we see things happening to your Joseph. He started the application of his mind, the qualities which God had granted him, by applying them to criminals' dreams. Imagine. That is how we see his journey, moving in the direction of the ultimate office which God was to bestow upon him. He started interpreting everything which came his way, even the criminals' dreams. And one of them was such a big, hardened criminal that he was to be beheaded and nothing could save him. Not even the attention of a prophet, So he had to tell him, look, you're finished. So this attitude of the prophets to the people at the lowest rung in the world shows their magnanimity, their quality of understanding for others, and their kindness to mankind. It is this which leads them on to other offices and higher offices. So these dreams became instrumental in the king of Egypt standing in need of the same wise man. When the ulama of his state, his court, and the big people, wise people of his court, completely failed to understand the meaning of the dream which was shown to him by God, and the matter was given up. Then one of the two who was saved started talking of the man. He said, I have met a strange man in the prison and he understands the messages of things very strangely. It happened in my case, it became true, it happened in another case. So when the talk spread and reached the king, he said, send someone to fetch him, to send him to fetch the same man. And we'll see how he can interpret this dream. So he interpreted the dream all right, but he refused to be released. That's also a very, very beautiful reflection, a compliment to the character of Hadhrat Yusuf ﷺ. Those people who are capable of reading things and understanding dreams, ordinary people, they always try to make benefit out of that. And these ulama, keep receiving presents and gifts from that because we understand things better than you do. The benefit which was offered to him of release and honor, he refused. He said, this is not the gift from Allah for me to be utilized for my personal gains. I must be exonerated first. If I'm strong in character, if I'm holy, then raise me to anything you like, I will serve. But I am not interested in selling my gift of Allah just for the purpose of gaining worldly heights and closeness to a king. I don't care. He refused to be released until what happened, So this is the quality of his understanding of everything. And in this too, you can see how true he was, how beautiful his reaction was. He understood the underlying problems in this situation. If he had accepted the rise to the king's court, and then things had reached the king later on. You see, you have brought this man closer to you. You know what it did? He did to the wife of the very person who gave him shelter and brought him up with such kindness. How could he be true to you? So, Hadhrat Yusuf ﷺ understood it better than anybody else in the world. That at such times, this was a double compliment to him. First, compliment to his selflessness, complete selflessness. The second, compliment to his deeper wisdom, which is mentioned in this verse, that we have decided to teach you the underlying meaning of things. The deep wisdom, the profound wisdom of Yusuf is being mentioned in this verse as a special gift from Allah. This is not said of other prophets, except in case of Solomon, we see mentioned that he was given special wisdom of a different type, other than the wisdom which is common to all prophets. We know the story, and Solomon is known to be a wise man by the whole world. So there are certain very special gifts granted by Allah to certain prophets of his, and this special gift of understanding the underlying things and never to be deceived by surfaces was granted to Hadhrat Yusuf ﷺ, and that is the full meaning of this verse. And now I'm told, the time with you passes so quickly, I can't understand how fast it goes. I thought we were sitting only for a few minutes and it tells me the time is over. So, inshallah, next time, inshallah, we'll continue. But this is answered, I hope, this question.
Yes, but what is amazing is that the saying of Hadhrat Muhammad are also, we call them ahadith as well.
Pardon?
The saying of the Prophet
Muhammad, that is the word hadith, which applies to everything. This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Anything of importance, any report, any narration, everything is called hadith. So it's not just the dreams. Hadith is anything which is reported to you, or anything which is presented to you for your decision. In that respect, whatever was presented to Joseph, he always saw through it, didn't remain on the surface, delved deeper into the meaning of things, and whole his life is a very wonderful evidence in favor of this gift of Allah. I mean, in favor of Joseph having received this gift of Allah. Okay?